Hey ladies, welcome. So today we're going to be applying metaphysics to dating to find you a husband. Because I'm sure you clicked on this video because I put some clickbaity thumbnail out there and I'm claiming that I will be able to get you a husband in 2025. I guarantee I probably can. But you're gonna have to do some work. You're gonna have to listen up. And you're gonna have to change the way that we've been going through our life, because our life has kind of been a lie up until now, up until recently at least. I've noticed the energy shifting. 2025, it's going to be a big year. Lots of change, lots of new energies coming in. Relationships are going to get better. People are going to start taking off these masks that we wear all the time, and we're going to be ourselves. And then when we are our true authentic self, that attracts the other half of ourself. But firstly, we need to be whole within ourselves. So ladies, let's get going. Firstly, let's take stock. Why are you dating? Why are you actually dating? Is it love or is it lust? And this is the first part. I'm going to be mean, okay, ladies? But I want you to look in your phone. How many guys do you have in your phone? Just check real quick. Just look it up. I'm gonna drink some coffee. You feel what I'm gonna say next? If you have more than one guy that you're genuinely interested in getting to know in your phone, then you are not interested in having a husband. You are just coping, probably to get, I don't know, something out of your friends, or to make your mother happy, or maybe your dad, because he's like, hey, this farm ain't gonna hoe itself. You're out in the streets doing all that hoeing. Get to the farm. Get a husband. Right? Whatever it is, you need to come to terms with where you're putting your energy. No judgment from me. I don't care. If you're in that season of your life where you want to explore your sexuality, then absolutely you can act out of lust. Just realize that's not where your husband's gonna be. Now, this video is about the wifeys, the women that want husbands. So you need to focus on love. The first step of focusing on love is to love yourself. Love yourself enough to clean up your phone and get the fuck boys out of there. If you are getting you up texts, if you are getting Snapchats still, and you are anywhere above the age of 22, and that is fucking pushing it. Snapchat, no, there is absolutely no reason to have that shit. That is just for getting cheeks. That is it. That is the only reason for the app. That is the only reason that men have it. I swear, I promise you. I have guy friends, and I asked them, I was like, what do you use Snapchat for? And they're like, yo, to send girls some egregious shit that you hope they don't click the save button on and it disappears. It's the risky text sender, all right? So clean up your phone, clean up your energy, and then let's get back to square one. Square one is, hey, I want a husband. That's square one. That is step number one. Set an intention. What is it that you're after? And now leading into part two here, we need to clean up our thoughts, beliefs, words, and actions. This is the metaphysical portion. Okay, if you have not watched any of my videos before, I'm big on spirituality, metaphysics, psychology, all that fun stuff, and how they play together so that we can walk through our lives easily. We are not here to suffer, and I don't want you to keep going through shitty relationships over and over again because you affirm to yourself that they're shitty. That's why they keep happening. So let's unpack some of this real quick. If you've been having some rough go when it comes to the men, or if you're a guy watching this and you want to apply it, just flip it around. It still works. What are your thoughts? Like, really, what are your thoughts? Because for a while, even myself, I was having a lot of toxic relationships years ago, all strung closely together. And I was wondering, I was like, is this just bad luck or is it karma? You know, I'm a pretty nice guy. And I was a nice guy. But was I a kind one? Not really. I was just letting people roll me over. Okay? I was being weak. And when you're being weak, you're in a state of fear. You are attracting what you are putting out into the world. I was scared that the girls would cheat on me. I was scared that they would leave me. I was scared that other guys were better than me. I was scared I was too broke. I didn't have enough things. I didn't have enough status. You see where I'm going with this? I was in a state of lack. I was in a state of fear. I was in a low vibratory state. And therefore, the relationships I would attract would be women that were also on a low vibratory state. All right? It doesn't mean that they're having the same thoughts, but they can have ones that would play very well into what I would be having. They would be the type of people that would cheat. They'd be the type of people that would talk to other men. They didn't care about my feelings because they viewed me as a simp. Okay? So, ladies, let's clean up our thoughts. What type of man are we after? And affirm to ourselves that that is what we get. That's what we get. Look in my eyes. You have to tell yourself that that is what you get. Otherwise, you will keep getting presented with what you don't want. If you keep saying all men are trash, don't be upset when the universe is like, here you go, sweetheart, and they give you trash men. Stop it. Stop being toxic. Please. Stop being toxic to yourself. Ladies, my God, men are wonderful. Women are wonderful. There are bad apples in each group that, piss on everybody's parade. That's how it goes. That's life. Hey, okay? But we got to clean up these thoughts. Because our thoughts, when you repeat them long enough, thoroughly enough, and with enough emotion, become beliefs. And that is when your conscious thinking from the top side of your brain goes into that bottom part of the brain, the subconscious. And the subconscious, we're not really sure what's in there, okay? But it controls your reality. It controls it by having all of your belief systems spat out, reflected back to you. That's how this whole game works. Whatever you believe about yourself is what is reflected back to you in other people and other fractals of humanity. We are all just fractals of the same oversoul consciousness. Okay? That's getting a little too crazy, but just know we are all basically the same person. We're just split up a hell of a lot differently. So if you want to attract someone that is more likely to fit into your life and more likely to love you, more likely to be your husband and want to spend the rest of his life with you, then we need to step into our authentic nature, step into our yas girl energy instead of our ick girl energy, if you catch my drift. All right? We need to focus on the stuff that makes us happy, that makes us loving. Going back to point one, we have to focus on the vibration. If you want a husband will be presented. You are attractive. You want me to repeat that for you? Yeah. You're attractive, sweetheart. You're beautiful. You are. You may not realize it, but you are. And there is a version of you right now in this timeless existence that we live. It's just the present moment, and we can shift our identity, we can shift our awareness to any reality in which we'd like to experience. So there is a reality in which you have your perfect husband. There is that reality. He loves you to death. You have all the children. If you don't want children, you want farm animals, yeah, there's a guy that doesn't want to have kids. He's perfect for that. There's a guy where there are no issues, there are no hang-ups, there are no problems. There is no need for any negative thoughts, beliefs, words, or actions to take place about your significant other, about your husband, about your perfect dream reality. So we need to start working on that, ladies, to shift our subconscious brain and these beliefs by consciously affirming new thoughts. And these thoughts, I want you guys to focus on positivity, empowering thoughts, self-love, concepts of self-love, about yourself, how amazing you are, how authentic you are to yourself, how attractive you are, how beautiful you are, how clear your skin is, how intelligent you are, how people find you funny, whatever it may be. Be nice to yourself, okay? That's step 2. Because we have to rewire that brain that will present us a new higher path, a higher reality, which really is just awareness. And as you shift your awareness to different belief systems, the gates of life will open up to you, and through those magical doors come all the Prince Charmings, okay? But if you stay down in the lust mode, or in the shit toxic mode, in the ick and the ew mode, you're only gonna find more toxic men, icks and ews and all that bullshit. You don't want that. You don't want the fuckboys. Let's leave them behind and say, thank you, I learned my lesson, I'm gonna focus on this now. Become the new best version of you. So, next on this metaphysical journey of finding your husband, be a wife first. Girlfriend comes later. Now, what do I mean by that? So, there's this guy, Neville Goddard, and he has this concept called living from the end, in which manifestation really takes place when you can put yourself in the feeling state, in the present moment, of having your wish already being fulfilled. So, if you want to be a wife one day, you can focus and do like how everyone's usually done it, and be like, oh my God, but I don't have a boyfriend, right? I'm not even a girlfriend yet. And you know what that feeling state's called? Lack. You lack. Oh yeah, you lack it. You don't want to be stuck there. Lack is not a great place. It's down near the bottom, probably around like apathy. It's probably higher than apathy. Apathy is just above like fear and doubt. Fear is the worst. All right? So we don't want to be fearful like, oh my God, I'm going to die alone. I'm not going to have a husband. Yo, relax. Relax. You're going to get a husband, okay? Just tell yourself, I'm a wife. I am a wife. Affirm it to yourself. It might sound crazy at the start, but I want you guys to start shifting into the consciousness of that wifey energy. What would you be doing? Genuinely, write it down on a piece of paper. Mental notes, whatever you need to do. What would you be doing in your life that is different than you are currently doing if you were a wife? Okay, now let's take it a step back and let's just say you're a girlfriend first. Maybe you just want to perpetually be a girlfriend, never get upgraded to a wife. Okay, what would you be doing differently? Or is this an all about me game, ladies, where you think men are just here to serve you? Because believe me, if you have that mindset, you're going to attract more weak men or lower vibratory state guys. Because it's a state of lack. You don't have something in your life. You need something else from somebody else to provide it for you. It's always lack. It's never out of love. If you are controlling, if you're narcissistic, if you have your toxic beliefs built up that cause you to abuse the partner you're with just for your own self-gain. So let's bring it back to zero. Let's ask ourselves the question, why are we fucking here? Well, we want a husband. All right. Where's the husband? Love. All right. How do we find more love? Thoughts, beliefs, words, and actions that are affirming to ourselves, that clean up our mind, that tell us that we are perfect and we are amazing and we are beautiful. Oh, okay. Well, what's the next step after that? Well, we have to live from the state of being that we would have if we were already a wife. Oh, okay. So I want you guys to go through your day focused on how incredible it would feel to walk down that aisle. I want you to see the dress, okay? I want you to see yourself out on these amazing dates. I want you to see yourself getting coffee and maybe you can feel the energy. You close your eyes a little bit and just imagine it. Feel them squeezing your hand, right? It feels good. Feels nice, feels warm, maybe a nice tender hug. I want you guys to focus on the feeling states that they're already there. Your significant other is already there. Focus on that. Set your intention and set it in the right direction. And I promise you, good things will happen along the way. All you have to do is just put yourself on the yellow brick road. That is the magical path forward. Okay? And all it is living from the heart. Taking action that is heart-centered. Do what makes you feel good. Do what is authentic to yourself. That's what we need to focus on if you want to attract a husband. All right, moving on from that. We're living from the wish fulfilled. We got that wifey energy. It is just pouring off of us. Ladies, if you've never sensed this before on a lady, just look. You can feel it. It's palpable, especially to guys like me that's on semen retention. I can tell who the wives are when I'm walking around. I can see girls and I'm like, she wants to waste my time. Give me 20 children. Holy shit. Daddy. All right, moving on. Getting a little strange there for a second. Trust your intuition and pour thought energy into what you want. Now, do not use what I'm about to tell you for evil, ladies. But, like I said before, with the imaginative state, the feeling state, you can manifest things. Okay, so let's apply that to other human beings for a second, because I'm just going to be blunt. Guys have a little bit more of a difficult time with manifestation than the ladies do. Now, through history up until now, the ladies have not had a very easy time because they are physically not as built as guys. I mean, it's biology. However, what you guys do have is many, many more thoughts and emotions going through your body, through your system. You are more attuned to the emotional realm than men are. And men are usually taught at a young age to push that shit down because it's not cute. All right? So, that being said, I want you to listen to your intuition. Now, if you are still with me up to this point, you are going to walking in a loving state as if you already are a wife. You've cleaned up your thoughts. You are attracting men of high caliber because that's what you deserve. You deserve that, okay? So, as that happens, you need to trust your intuition when you see guys that you are interested in. Now, I'm going to get into, in the very end of this video, how it actually works with male attraction, and then I'm going to do another one for the signs that a guy's attracted to you. I can't do that all in one video. You guys would be here for an hour. I'm not trying to do that to you. All right? So you have to trust your intuition and pour your thought energy into visualizing, into the imaginative state with that person that you want. Now, be careful. Do not do this if they are in a relationship. Obviously, this is the evil part that I'm talking about. This can be used for good or for evil. If somebody is single and you see them for the first time, and maybe you ask a friend, you're like, oh my God, that guy's really cute. Like, I want to talk to him. You can have him talk to you in your imagination. Yes. It's very nifty what you can do in that space. But what I need you to do is close your eyes, focus your breath inward, and just become centered, all right? Just clear out all the other thoughts first, if this is your first time trying to visualize, okay? Just clear out everything else, and I want you to just see yourself in whatever location it is that you see this person regularly, and you're going to want to see yourself smiling. How would it feel to be laughing at jokes, okay? And then I want you to see their face telling you the jokes. These don't have to be audible. You don't have to come up with jokes in your imagination. You just have to 3D pull yourself out and observe a conversation between yourself and this person where you're both smiling and laughing. Why am I saying smiling and laughing? Because the best way to manifest anything is vibration. Vibration controls absolutely everything in your life. And so if we are living from a state of love and your husband is locked up in love, he's up in this vibratory state, and now you have an imaginative scenario in which you feel loved, you feel I was about to say funny, but I guess you feel happy because you're cracking jokes, you're having a good time. It's an authentic situation, a meeting with this man, and you're like, God damn, he's so hot, his muscles look so good. I need you to put these into your imagination. I need you to feel them. I need you to do this, ladies. Focus on what you want. Set your intention high. Set your intention for being a wife. Now focus on how that would feel. Now carry that thought energy into attracting the guys you want by seeing them coming and talking to you in your imagination, if you do not want to talk to them first. Also, as you do this, it will lead you to do certain other activities that I think it was Caramel Warrior. I can't remember her full name. Okay. But she mentioned on the video that she does a lot of the stuff subconsciously. She didn't even realize what she was doing. But she would preen, or she would do mirror game, or proximity, or just play eye tag back and forth with the guy that she's interested in. And the truth is, the more thoughts that you throw that other person's direction, the more that you are actually going to link yourself to them. Because typically speaking, people that you are thinking about you as well. We're all telepathic beings because we're all fractals of the grand oversoul consciousness. Okay? Now, whether you are aware of that or not, doesn't really matter. What matters is when you become aware, then you realize that our consciousnesses are all connected by something. And that something is telepathy. And you can access it. You can access it. You can talk to other people. You can send people signs. And that's why you find yourself feeling that urge to look up in the middle of your set when you're working out. You're doing glutes or something, right? You're bent down, your head's down. And then you look up and you see him checking you out. You think that is by coincidence. No. No. That right there is telepathy. You just haven't been told that word before, most likely. But the reason you can feel sometimes people's eyes on you is because they are thinking loudly. And ladies, I want you to key in and trust your intuition. When you hear a guy that you're attracted to thinking loudly, I want you to think loudly back at him until the thinking gets so loud that it has to turn into words. Okay? That's this one. Next, it's not about you, it's about us. Unity, peace, understanding, love, bliss, abundance. Now, what is the point of me writing that? Well, this is something just to reinforce, bring up again. If we are living from a state where we are entering wife mode, okay, we're living in that happy state, of course there will always be disagreements. There will always usually be arguments, okay? You can't manifest yourself out of ever experiencing something that might be deemed as negative again for your entire life. That's kind of fucking impossible. That would be sick, that would be awesome, but also the arguments and some of those things are the spice of life. It really brings you back together as you get pulled further apart. It's kind of like a bow. You know, you pull you back just to snap you, and you can shoot the arrow farther. All right? But I want you guys to focus on the fact that it's not about you. If you want a husband is permanent. Okay? This is not, I want you to throw the word divorce out, get rid of it. Anybody that's divorced in your life, don't listen to him. Don't take advice from him. Just be like, no. Unless it was truly one of those situations where the other party was the only party that was toxic. However, I highly don't believe it. So, this being said, if it's not just about you, if it's about us, how are we going to change our mindset? How are we going to change our beliefs? How are we going to change the way that we move? And how are we going to change our authentic self to match that? Okay, we have to let go of some certain ideologies and the chains that structure has sort of put on us, the little boxes that they've put on modern dating, where it's like, oh, well, men always have to do this. Women always have to do this. Throw it out. Throw it out. Nobody else matters except for you and your significant other. It's you and them versus everyone else. Except we're not your enemies, okay? I'm just using that as an example, okay? But it's you guys are a team. You are not fighting each other. You're not trying to slight each other. There's no negativity between each other. You want to make sure that this person, other than just physical looks, because most of the time, that's where we get in trouble. When we go out looking for dating, it's usually because we're bored and because we want to have sex. Sex feels good. I feel you, ladies. Well, not really. I've never been fucked before. But I've done fucking. And it's great. Lust is fun. But love is better. It feels good. And you get all this other stuff. You get peace of mind. You get some unity. You get somebody to cuddle with. You can give them a back massage. That's personally what I like to do. I love cooking dinner. Okay, you can do a lot of activities together. You walk your dog together. It's all just loving, it's good vibes, it's fun, it's uplifting, it's magnificent, okay? Focus on this. Focus on this. Remember, the whole purpose of this video is, yes, you want a husband, but to get one, to attract one, because ladies, you're not going to go out hunting for one, are you? I don't think so. You're not going to talk to the man first. Unless you have Leonardo DiCaprio walking and his girlfriend just turned 25 and now there's an opening. Other than that, I mean, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? You're kind of just waiting for Prince Charming to find you. Okay, so we're going to move ourselves to that state of being, that we are the most attractive version of ourselves. All right, and to leave you guys off with this one, I want to remind you that you are beautiful. You are beautiful. Say it with me. I am beautiful. All right? Always remember that. And your external world is not the only thing that exists. The physical world is not the only thing that exists. Materialistic shit is not the only thing that exists. You know, everything outside of you. That's not it. There's an entire internal world. And what I want you ladies to focus on, really focus on, is as you are attracting more men, because you are so beautiful, you are, I see you. As you're attracting all these men, I want you to focus on the guys that appreciate not only who you are on the outside, but who you are on the inside. And not who you say you are via the masks that we put on to walk through our day-to-day lives, but who you actually are, who your authentic self truly is. All right, ladies, that is your Prince Charming. That is your husband. We need to change the mindset. We need to upshift ourselves from living down in this toxic wasteland of the icks and the yous into a self-empowered mode where we focus internally on fixing ourselves, on focusing on an abundance of love and joy in our life, good friendships, good food, good traveling, whatever it is, you know, whatever speaks to your heart. I want you guys to focus in on that and live your authentic self, and I swear to you, doors will just magically fly open and your Prince Charming is waiting for you. But he is up at a higher vibratory state. Dating is metaphysical, more so than it is physical. All right, ladies? Love you all. Namaste. Ooh. Okay. Hit the